Good old Dave Rubin is back with some climate change knowledge to spit on you guys. Now, if you recall, I just did a video about how Dave Rubin's a sellout, basically what he said prior to receiving Koch brothers dollars and after receiving Koch brothers dollars. And he literally said before, before in 2015, he said that he supported Bernie Sanders, who he incorrectly, by the way, called Bernie Sanders a socialist, but he's in his mind saying he supports a socialist. Now he makes a video saying socialism isn't cool. And he's going to be going on a little, very boring scripted speech here. Check it out.
The science debate on climate change is an interesting one, and one in which I'm happy to have. What interests me more, though, is how the government should or should not be part of the solution to whatever the problem may be. You know my feelings on this, that the government is rarely the solution to anything. Actually, at this point, I think the government is usually the problem in the first place, and I'd always rather exhaust private options before turning to the government, especially the federal government. Ironically, this should be the position of the people who hate Trump. Why would you want to keep giving the government more power when you hate the guy in charge? But at the end of the day, it's not governmental power that they have a problem with. It's that they only have a problem with governmental power when it's not their guy in charge.
By the way, one of the things that I really hate about Dave Rubin's show, and I think it's completely, almost diametrically opposed to new media, is reading off of a script. I fucking hate it because it's so boring. So if you're quoting something or you're reading specific information from something like I do for news stories, that's different. But, the vast majority of the stories are essentially, they're all off the cuff. There really is no script other than reading specific information that are facts, statistics, and what happened. But, put that aside, right? Again, I just can't even begin. I can't even begin because every time that now since I've made that video, I'm going to have to keep referencing that because it's so true. In 2015, he said that he supported a socialist, and today he thinks that government is almost never the answer, and that it's often the problem in the first place. So first of all, what was funny is that he thinks that the science is something to debate, which is a debate that should only be among scientists. Now, because I know that a lot of conservatives argue otherwise because they'll be like, oh, that science, Steven Crowder said, yeah, that scientist will probably eat my lunch, when talking to Dave Rubin. But the answer to climate change, I don't understand how you could have a private sector answer to climate change. Climate change is something that, pollution is an externality, of course. So the government has to step in. If there's one of the few things that anybody would say that the government has to step in, it would be climate change. Now, because it's protecting us, and obviously it's an externality in which the government has to come in and step in. But I can't help but notice just the massive sellout that Dave Rubin is.